G'day, Scott here from ScottsHobbyz. Today is the first video of 3 parts making a knife out of recycled materials.
Alright, so these are the materials we're going to use for the recycle knife. I've got a old saw blade here, 10-inch circular saw blade. It's 2.4mm thick, so hopefully it'll make a nice little utility type knife. It does have the tungsten tips, so I'm going to actually, later in this video, I'll cut off a piece and we'll try harden it and see if it's good. If not, in the next video where I make the knife, I'll have to use something else, probably an old file or something. For the pin material, I'm going to cut some bits off these. Oh, so the idea is that everything I'm going to use was going to be thrown out for the knife. So, saw blade's dull. Sure, I could try sharpen it, but Dad already bought a new one. It's his saw, and I just said, "Oh, can you keep the blade?" These, a friend was throwing out. They're actually from these melon baller things, and he uses them on his bow drill sets. So some of them are stainless steel, so he'll cut the baller part off, the spoon part, and he'll put it in here, and it's your bearing block for the bow drill. And as you go back and forth, so the top of the spindle's in there, and it's much less friction than if you use just wood or a stone. So there's one. Here's another one he made. And this one's actually in an antler, so that one's pretty cool. Might have to show them in use in another video. So yeah, some of these are stainless steel, some of them aren't. They're just like chromed on the outside, and then you can see it rusts. So I'll use the stainless steel ones, and that will be the pin material. For the sheath, found this old bit of PVC pipe in the garden. Yeah, nice and dirty, spider webs in it, that kind of thing. I'm going to use that for the sheath, and some rivets. They're not recycled, but they've been sitting in the shed for like a decade, so hopefully they'll kind of count. And for the scales, I've got bottle tops, so that's from like iced coffee, water bottles, sparkling water bottles. I think the person I got them off drank. They're all HDPE, so I'm going to melt them in the toaster oven and make like a red and black. I'm hoping it'll be mainly red and with some black sort of streaks and that through it. So yeah, and some offcuts I found in the shed here. Made a little box. So I'll line it with the paper, the baking paper, and then this will go on, and I'll clamp it down in my vise, and then each couple minutes I'll sort of compress it a bit more to make sure it forms a nice little block in there that I can then do a stock removal and make some scales. So yeah, that's the plan.
The HDPE is quite interesting to play with. It likes to stick to everything. It's very tacky. It doesn't liquefy, it just ends up more tacky the hotter it gets, it seems. But I actually ended up changing gloves because the last one kept leaving furry bits all over it, so these ones worked a bit better, but you couldn't hold on to it too long because the heat goes through them more. But worked out alright in the end. Once I put it in the vise, every few minutes I'd tighten it down a bit more until as it cools, because it shrinks a bit, and I just wanted to make sure it was nice and smooth and flush.
Okay, time for the revelation. Did it work? Oh, you might be in business. Still warm, but don't want to bend it too much. It's still kind of warm, but look at that. That came out a little better than I thought it would.
Here I'm just cutting a couple little strips off so I can try to see if they harden or if the steel's appropriate for a knife.
Alright, so I tried it earlier off camera, just bending it without any, just as it was, and it bent, it didn't snap, so we'll see if the oil did anything. Oops, okay, here we are. Hey, we got harder. Now I'm not sure how, I mean, like, bent a tiny bit and then it went. That was in the oil. Yeah. Cool. Think that should do. Just thought I might show this as well. This is the non-hardened end. I'm filing it away. Let's try the other end. That's the end that a bit snapped off on. Sounds much harder. Cool. Okay, I've done a design for the knife. Because the scale material was just a bit thinner than I wanted, I either would have had a bigger knife with thin handles, really thin handles, or I would have had to reshape it and stuff. So I thought I'll start with a smaller knife. I haven't made a nice small one out of like a one that I've heat treated and everything. So this one's about 150 long, as you can see there, or 6 inches. So I'm hoping it goes alright. Handle's about 80 centimeters, just over 3 inches, and I'll have the where are we? Get on the camera, you. Alright, so have the handle material and flip it over, handle material, and then this end bit I have another project in mind that I'm going to try so later. So yeah, cool.
Thanks for watching. Part 2 should be out soon. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.